jazz guitar lesson, you'll learn how to play minor chords on the highest 4 strings of the guitar. We call these upper chord voicings. Hi, my dear jazz guitar aficionados around the world. Sandra Sherman here. Greetings from Austria. You can use these upper chord voicings for chord melody style playing or for throwing in some big band style chord fills during your rhythm comping. You learn how to harmonize the Dorian scale using a minor voicing on each of the scale tones. I'll show you how to practice these minor chords and show several examples of big band style chord fills to spice up your rhythm comping. I've made chord diagrams and tabs of all the exercises and examples in this guitar tutorial. You can download all these from one of the links down below in the description box. Please read the download instructions right next to these links. They are short instructions. All right, let's add some minor voicings to your chord library. The main chord of the minor group is the minor 7 chord. It can be substituted by several sibling chords. Those are the minor 9 chord, the minor 11 chord, and the minor 13 chord. Our goal is to have a minor chord for each tone of the C Dorian scale as the highest tone of the chord. Why do we use the Dorian scale? Because the Dorian mode is the most used minor mode in jazz, and it's also part of the very important 2-5-1 chord progression in jazz. And it's the 2 chord. The 2 chord is always Dorian. So we want to be able to play a chord for every possible purpose. Right, here we go. The first of 2 chord sets spans over the 1st to the 6th fret of the C Dorian scale. And our top notes will be F, G, A, and B flat of the C Dorian scale. All right, so the first chord, I always look at what regular comping chords we have. Check out my tutorials on jazz 7th chords and tension chords for comping. Okay, we have a C minor 9 chord here, and all I do is I take the root away. So it's going to be rootless chords. We have a lot of rootless chords on the top 4 strings. And this chord is now a C minor 9, like this one, with the F is the 11, C minor 9, 11. So this is our first chord. The second chord, all we need to do is have that G on top, and that's a C minor 9 chord. 1, 3, 3, 3. Regular C minor 9 chord. Always make sure you memorize where your root is. The root is here where the ring finger is placed on the A string. Here is the C. If you don't memorize that, you won't be able to move it. Those are all movable chord shapes, so you can move it. If you want to play an F minor 9, here is your root, right? So these are the first 2 chords. Then we have the 6th. And I think this chord here, C minor, regular triad chord, right? I take away the, I don't play the root. I play this cluster here, plus the 6th. Now we have a C minor 6 chord. 5, 5, 4, 5, upper 4 strings. And I can do the same as a regular 7 chord by just moving the pinky to the 6th fret. Now I have a C minor 7 chord, very common. All right, first thing is practice this chord set by having half bar changes, all right? So like we play regular jazz rhythm, we play half bar of this, C minor 9, 11 chord, then go to the next, next, and next. This is the rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4. And descending. Right? Now imagine you had 1 or 2 measures of a minor chord and you want to play a big band style break over either just the last bar or both bars. All right, for the first measure, we play a standard jazz rhythm. I have a video on that. And check out my videos on basic jazz 7th chords and tension chords. Necessary. All right, C minor 7 comping chord, 3, 1, 3, 4 in a 4 strings. And I move it in to have a C minor 9 chord. And the rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, 4, right? And now I have my fill thrown in. C minor 9 upper chord, 1, 3, 3, 3. Play that E string on its own. Rest and C minor 9 11 chord. 1, 3, 3, 1. Let's hear that at regular tempo with the play along. Alright, example 2, we start with that C minor 9 comping chord, 3, 1, 3, 3, and we start on count 1 and. 1 and 2 is a rest, and then I go over here and I play the bass first, and 3 is the rest, D, G, B strings. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4 is a rest, and now we have that big bend break. On the C minor 9 11 chord, this is the bar chord, and I play the bass first. I hope you can see this, that's better. So the D string first, the rest follows, and now I want to get that G, and I just kind of roll over to get that G note on the 3rd of the E string. Oops. And C minor 7 chord, 5, 5, 4, 6. Right? 1. Let's listen to that with the play along. And here's a 2 measure fill. I start up high on the C minor 7 chord on the 1 and. 1 and, 2 is a rest. Then I go to the C minor 6 chord by sliding in that finger to the left. And I split it again, bass first, upper 3 strings follow, and then a single note melody on the G. I try to make melodies. This lick or this fill has this melody. Alright. To continue the melody, I go to the C minor 9 11 upper chord. I play the bass first, that's the first of the D string. The rest follows. Then the B string, a little rest, and now a comping chord, the C minor 7 chord. We had that before. Alright, slowly. 3, 4, 1. And now let's check it at regular tempo with the play along. Alright, and here's the second chord set. We continue harmonizing the C Dorian scale. This time up here with the tones C, D, E flat, and F. We had F already down here, but this would be really bad to reach, so I play a different chord here. So we have 2 chords for the F top note. Let's start with the C top note. That's simple. Coming from this C minor 7 chord, we just put the octave up here. 8, 8, 8, 8. You bar it. And here is on the 10th fret, we have the 9th of the chord, C minor 9. C minor 7, C minor 9. And then we have the third of the chord on the 11th fret, and that gives us a regular C-7 chord, no tension. 10, 12, 11, 11. Here is the root. For these two chords, the root was here, respectively up here on the 8th fret. And the last one, we just exchanged the minor third for the 11th. Gives us a C-11 chord. Actually, it's a C7 sus4 chord. But since you don't play that alone, but with the other chords, the overall sound impression is still minor. So I call it C-11. Even though there is no minor third in there anymore. Okay, 10, 12, 11, 13. And again, you practice this in a regular standard rhythm, a jazz rhythm. And backwards. Here's really a standard go-to chord fill you must know. All right? We start with the regular C-7 chord, 8, 8, 8, 8, up until the B string. The comping chords never go up until the E string. That would interfere with the melody, okay? And then I go to the C-9 chord, lift this up, and play the E string on its own, while the rest still keeps ringing. Rest, and then I play the D, G, and B string, so I have this melody. Here it is at regular tempo with the play along. For example number 5, I start with that same C-7 chord, but on count number 1 and to keep the rhythm interesting. 1 and up until the B string, yeah? And now I go to a chord inversion. I have a tutorial up on chord inversion. What else did you expect? So this is a C-7 chord inversion. 11, 10, 12, 11, no A string. That's also a regular comping chord. 1 and 3, right? And now I go over to the C-11 chord, 10, 12, 11, 13. I bridge over to the 11th of the E string, oops, play it, and I end on the C-9 chord. Let's listen to that with the play along. And here is a 2-measure chord fill again, and this is my trademark fill I created. All right, the Sandra Sherman chord fill in minor. All right, we start with the C-11 on 1 and. 1 and, on count 3 I go to the C-7. Next bar, C minor, that we actually had this already. This part, 9, single of the E string on the 8th fret. Then I go and play just the D, G, and B strings. We had this already. But I already change now to the ring finger in order to now get the C-11. This comes from this C-11 chord, and I just don't play the root. That's 8, 8, and 6 of the B string. It's not an upper chord voicing per se, but I always include it. First, you need to practice these 8 chords ascending and descending. Let's go through them quickly. The next exercise is a really great exercise I call the skip and return exercise. You do the same thing, ascending and descending, but you skip every other chord and then you return to that chord and then you skip again. So you start with your chord with the F on top, C minor 9, 11. You skip this next chord and go to the next one with the A on top, right? So from here to here. Now you go back to the one you skipped, that was this one. You skip the A, go to the B flat, return to the A, skip the B flat, go to the C, go back, skip, back, skip, back, skip, back, and skip, and you're there at the first chord but moved up an octave, a second chord actually. And finally, take two measures and try to play a comping rhythm over the first measure using regular comping chords and make your own fills over the second measure. And then do the same thing with 2 bars. So 2 bars of comping and 2 bars of a fill. That's great for model tunes like Impressions or So What. They use 8, 16, 24 bars of one and the same chord or chord group. So you can use these fills over that. If you like this lesson, please check out my other minor chord lessons, jazz 7th chords if you've never been into jazz, tension chords. And of course, subscribe my channel so you get notified whenever I post a new video, which is usually every week. All right, please give this video a fat thumbs up if you like it. Share the love and the knowledge, and I'll see you next week. Servus, baba.